Is Instagram or blogging better marketing for photographers? Hey, I'm KP. I'm the founder of Inkpot Creative, and my studio helps photographers just like you grow sustainably through SEO blogging. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why you should be focusing on SEO blogging over Instagram as a photographer. If you are interested in handing off your blogging to pros who fully know how to write for the photography industry, I'll go ahead and leave a link below for our Done For You blogging service. First things first, SEO blogging is way more sustainable. What I mean by that is that a blog post can last for up to 2 years or more, while a social media post can usually last, an hour if you're lucky. I've actually seen this happen firsthand with a travel blog that I run just for fun. A few years ago, we studied abroad in Ireland. I wrote an entire blog post just about a day trip that we took to a place called Hoth, and that article at its peak was getting 2,000 views a month. And it pretty much rode on that high for a few years, which is absolutely nuts. And whenever I would post about Hoth on like my Instagram or anything it would barely get like 100 likes, let alone 2,000. So Instagram really was just not living up to the same level of traffic and like eyeballs on my content as SEO blogging was, and that is why SEO blogging is really the way to go. This happens because SEO blog posts really have a snowball effect. If they're well optimized over time, they can really start to gain traction and pretty much just grow and catapult with traffic. I don't know about you, but taking the time to write one blog post seems a lot more worth it than trying to write an Instagram post, knowing that the results are pretty much more than tenfold. Blog posts are also way easier to repurpose than an Instagram post. And sure, you could take that Instagram carousel that you posted yesterday and rework it into a blog post if you really wanted to, but it is so much easier to have a piece of long form content that you can pretty much just break up into manageable chunks that can then just be turned into posts that you barely have to do anything extra for. So if you're watching this and you're like, but I do want to continue to post on Instagram, don't worry at all. We would recommend doing both and taking your blog posts and actually turning them into Instagram posts. Once you start blogging, you can very easily take that blog post, you can turn it into carousels, you can turn it into an Instagram story, you can even turn it into posts for threads. It is way more efficient and lower effort to be doing your content this way, especially as a creator when you're really wearing all of the hats. And then you'll be able to also reap the benefits from both platforms without having to reinvent the wheel. I'm also curious to know if you're already blogging as a photographer. If you are or aren't, leave a comment down below and let us know. SEO blogging is also going to drive way more traffic to your website than Instagram is. At least that's true from my own personal experience. I literally went and checked my stats right before filming this video and only got 150 clicks to my website on our Inkpot Creative account despite posting 7 times in the past week. Meanwhile, the past month we've received about 7,000 clicks from Google and we've only posted 4 new posts over on our blog. You're probably wondering, why does that happen? And that's because when we write blog posts, we're very much tailoring our content to very specific queries that people are searching. So when they go and search that and we're ranking high, we're literally pretty much just being posed as the solution to that question. So people are literally seeking out our content. Meanwhile, on Instagram, people are just scrolling through their feed, they're just on their stories. They're not necessarily looking to pop over to somebody's website. It's also important to remember that on Instagram, anybody can see your posts, right? It's not just being tailored content to specifically what someone is actually looking for. You also don't have to be super consistent when it comes to blogging. I find that on Instagram and other social platforms, the algorithms aren't as nice and you tend to have to be pretty much on a lot of the time. We do have a future video planned all about consistency in blogging, but just know that we found you really don't have to be as consistent with blogging as you do for places like Instagram. With social platforms, we've pretty much been trained that the more we post, the more of a reward that we will see. However, lately, that really doesn't seem like the case. With blogging especially, we've found that you really don't have to be super consistent or stick to a really rigid schedule. If you only have time to post 1 post a month, that is totally okay. You don't have to be posting weekly or even monthly to get results, as long as you are actually posting optimized content when you have that content to post. This means that when you're in the middle of a really busy season, if you're not posting content to your blog, it is okay and you can still be reaping the rewards of posts that you were able to publish when you weren't as busy. With that being said though, a lot of our clients have really started to see the results after about 12 posts are published. For us in our Done For You blogging service, that is around the 6-month mark. And of course, the more content that you put out, the more avenues you're basically creating for people to find you, because each blog post that you create is essentially a new page on your site. SEO blogging also builds authority and trust. When potential clients are searching for very specific information on Google and your post is the one that pops up, they visit your page, they're going to start to see you as an authority in whatever it is that they're actually searching for. This is really good because it is going to position you as more than just a photographer and actually a go-to in this specific niche. This is also why we love promoting the idea of a content series on your blog. To us, this is just a fancy way of saying essentially posting a whole bunch of posts all around the same topic, targeting it from a whole bunch of different angles so that you really can become the go-to for a very specific query. So for instance, if you're like a Rocky Mountain National Park elopement photographer and that's what you do, you can pretty much answer that from all angles. You can talk about when to elope, how to elope, where to elope. You could just talk about it from every single possible angle so that when people are searching for Rocky Mountain National Park elopements, you're going to be popping up for almost everything that they could type in. That is, if you're actually optimizing your content and picking really strong keywords. If this video has made you realize the power of SEO blogging and you've now decided you really want to start doing it, we do have a free guide on 60 free blog post ideas specifically for photographers so that you can really jumpstart and actually get started writing without trying to think of a whole bunch of topics. If you like this video, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.